Hey folks, it's Babbaginator. We're in the long dark. We're hanging out, trying to survive while we decide what to do. So we have a little bit of food left here. A little bit. So I'm not certain who's going to be on tonight. If you've been watching the news in the States, there's a huge fire destroying a lot of Los Angeles. And that's definitely impacting people that I know.
Anything right about now.
We've been to the barn? Yeah, we've been to the barn.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Nope, we missed these.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
I got robbed. I totally got robbed on that one.
I need to find food. Starting to feel numb. Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Yep.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Okay. See where we're at now. Our starting's almost 2. Cooking is almost 3.
And this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Okay.
Come on, little fire. Come on. Come on, little fire. I'm not sure I can carry much more. Come on, little fire. Perfect. drop any of this gear.
These are cured now. That's cured now. These are almost cured. Getting there. And this pack is getting kind of heavy. Ooh. Yeah, we'll skip you.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Ooh.
I could eat anything. God, I could eat a horse. I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Hmm. Okay, so here for half an hour so far. Quiet.
Oh, I'm starving.
Hmm.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Ten. 3 more days to go.
not sure I can carry much more.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Cougars in town. Cougars in town. That's not good. Okay. That's bad news.
I'll die if I don't get some food soon.
Cougars in town. It's going to start following me place to place. We got 3 more days. This is not going to be good. He's going to come for us. What can we do?
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
We looted this place pretty well, so there's not much left. I mean, there's the 3 matches area. There's birch bark. We could collect birch bark. None of those things are really. There's no bedroll here. So we have the coastal highway route, or we have the other route. I feel like if we go up to the coastal highway mine entrance, we're probably going to run right into the cougar. So then we have an exit to Black Rock. And we have an exit to... How do we get there again? Signal Hill. Ooh, that's probably going to be cougar territory too. Yeah, that's not good. It's really not good. Okay, we want a couple more rabbits.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy. I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Hmm.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Okay, I guess we'll just sleep for a couple more hours. Okay, we got a problem now. Desperately need a bedroll.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy. Hey, welcome in, lurkers. I'm just trying to fend off a little bit of cabin fever here. The cougar has arrived in the territory, Oh,
and
yeah.
we still do not have permission to leave.
a rough one. Okay, yeah, if you're new to this channel, this is me. I'm Babaginator, streaming Along Dark, based in Vancouver, BC. Currently back in school doing a master's in library and information science, but have worn a lot of hats over the years, so I'm always happy to chat about almost anything. We're trying to figure out if we can spot the cougar. Hey, Pickleweave, welcome in. Welcome in, Raiders. I'm Babaginator. I stream Along Dark, currently based here in Vancouver, BC. Let's give a shout out to Pickleweave. Yeah, if you want to see an apocalyptic landscape, look at the photos of and the videos of Los Angeles right now. Absolutely devastating. I spent a long time in LA, so I'm very familiar with the city, and it's completely unfathomable. I can't even imagine what it looks like now. It's just wild. Those of you who are on this channel a lot know that I'm a writer and that I've been working on an opera for the last couple of years with a composer friend of mine based in LA. She and her husband live in Altadena, and their house was one of many houses that were completely destroyed and consumed. They escaped with only a backpack each and their laptops, and that's all they have. So, yeah, it's just wild. Terrible, really terrible. So, I've been trying to promote, if people do want to chip in a little bit to help out, there's my composer and her husband. Someone started a GoFundMe for them. And yeah, every little bit helps. If you can help, that would be great. But I mean, that's just one, one or two people right there, and another writer I know, also house gone, and many more, are evacuated, and even the places they evacuate to are now under threat of needing to be evacuated as well. Anyways, hope you're doing okay. How was your stream? What were you up to?
The sun is setting. It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
Life would be much better if we had a bedroll. Oh, trader. Yeah, I haven't really gotten in that far. Yeah, we started off day 10, stepped outside, and got the cutscene telling us the cougar has arrived in our region. We don't get to leave until day 13, so we're going to have to spend 3 days with the cougar around and still no weapon. Not happy about that. Yeah, no bedroll, so we can't move around that much. Like, next step, do I run to, yeah, this could be a short run. If we can't get out. Yeah, I'm supposed to go to Los Angeles in February for a workshop. Hey, Roller. Yeah, I was just saying that we started day 10 on the stream, stepped outside, got the cutscene for the cougar, so we got 3 more days here and we have to coexist with the cougar. Yeah. And I have a sneaky suspicion the cougar likes to hang out in all our exit spots. So I'm like, cougar hanging out on the path to Coastal Highway? There's a good chance. It feels like cougar territory. Cougar hanging out on the section on the path to Winding River? Yeah, I could also see that. Oh. Okay. Cougar territory. Contemplation Bridge. Wait a sec, that's close to... Cougar's coming closer. Hey, that's not good. That's not good. Not super close, but... So I think that means that we are not going to Winding River. And instead, we will plan on our exit to... Desolation, to Coastal Highway. But is he moving closer? Hey, big fool, big fool, big fish. Okay, so we don't wander in, she doesn't wander out. Good stuff. The shoutouts are not working properly. Let's see here. Oh, did it work? Well, I got the shout out in the chat, but it used to do the clip as well. Does it run the clip? Oh, there's the clip.
Wait, no go. Sour cream. They can come in here. Fuck. What the fuck? What the fuck was that?
Oh, it's painful. That reminds me of, I'd have to look up this one here. This is an old clip. See if I can find it here. So that's an old clip of I thought I had built a perfectly safe spot on a cliff where I could not be attacked by the bear, and it turned out that it didn't work. I thought I had placed fires everywhere so the bear could not get to me, and instead it turns out that the bear can hop through the fires. That was not fun. And I survived the bear attack and then died later on because I went down to the fishing huts and rested, and then in the morning stepped out of the fishing hut and into the bear again and got mauled. Yeah. Okay. We'll throw on some more wood here. Still at 28%. It's not moving anywhere. We already checked this memento cache, but maybe we didn't check it well enough. Like when we checked, we got nothing other than a can of pills.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Like we checked down here, right? And this was like just a bottle of pills. That's it. That's all we got. We got no stims. Nothing useful. I feel like they must have nerfed that in some way. Okay, cooking and fire starting are almost leveled. I got my brand new Canadian
Wonder if I can drop
passport
any
in
of
the
this
mail. I had renewed it over the Christmas break in preparation for the trip I was supposed to make to Los Angeles in February to do a opera workshop, or the opera we're working on. We're supposed to meet in February, do some rehearsals. Well, basically get to hear more sections of the opera performed. But like I said, I have no idea what's going to happen with that schedule, because that was all before fire season, and that was before my composer and her husband lost their house to the fire, and yeah, just like all sorts of mayhem and just tragedy right now. So yeah, I don't know. I would love to go and see them, but there's a lot to deal with emotionally, physically, financially between now and February, and I don't think we're going to have a workshop. And I think that would make total sense, just to put a pause until summer, and hopefully things will be a little bit better. But yeah, and the irony is that the opera is about, it does revolve around death, devastation and loss, and rebuilding. So it's kind of, it is LA right now. Okay. How did our cabin fever risk go up? Can't stay out here all night long because we got no place to sleep. Okay, we're gonna head back. Probably just ramp up our cabin fever risk, but yeah, there's nothing else I can do. I mean, I could build a snow shelter outside. There's a wolf outside waiting for us. We're not waiting for the wolf.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Ah, wasted match. Yay. 35, 56. Point, not quite.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Okay, let's see. What are we gonna try doing here? More sticks. Can't remember if we tried the caves up here. Above the waterfall. Maybe we should go check those out.
God, I'd eat anything right about now. My fingers feel numb. It's so cold. I just want to lay down for...
Hopefully this gets us to the next level of fire starting, and then it'll be a little bit easier to start
One little
fires.
fire. Oh, lucky day.
That was nowhere near the right spot to drop them. Okay. Hey, do we have our... No, we haven't gathered any bandage lichen stuff. Old man's beard. There we go. There's one cave over there. Second one over here. Rabbit.
I could eat anything right now.
Mushrooms, mushrooms. Snake. There's no snake in the game. Get anything out of this? A little bit of cold. A little bit of coal. Nothing. Yeah, not having the bedroll is really a downer. So I think my current record is 41 days, is that right? 41 days? Whatever our misery run was. 41 days, no bedroll. So, it can be done. You can live quite some time without a bedroll. But, it does definitely force a different style of play. I think this is the bear den. But no bear this time. Day 11. 2 more days. 2 more days, then we get out of here. Yeah, Big Fish, I don't know if you are familiar with the challenge we're doing right now. But basically, we draw a card every time we enter a new region or we spawn. And then the number on the card, of course, is a number. And then what that number means has to do with the suit on the card. So a 7 of hearts would mean we have to acquire somehow 7 kilos of meat. And then we're allowed to leave. We can use that, but this has to be new work. We have to harvest this or we have to find it. And it's meat, not food, meat. Diamonds are days, so if you get a king of diamonds, that's 13 days, which is what we got on spawn. Clubs are hides or guts, so that's how many hides or guts we'd have to harvest during our stay. And then spades has to do with the number of kilos of water we need to accumulate. So we don't have to leave it behind. We could take it. We could even use it, but we do have to create it. You know. So it's a different take on the roll with it challenge, right? Yeah, there's a little bit more flexibility. You could, in theory, rush to get out of a region as long as you don't get diamonds. As soon as you got diamonds, you're just locked in for days.
I can't feel my hands. Oh, I'm starving.
So we're gambling that we'll find a bedroll somewhere between Coastal Highway and Desolation Point. Okay. Good news is we're done with our cabin fever risk.
Do I, if I don't warm up soon?
Okay. Okay.
Come on, little fire.
There we go. Now we can start fires faster. Ooh, my goal is not to stay up super late tonight because two reasons. One, I have to be up pretty early tomorrow morning because I have a monthly online meeting with other writers who are scattered internationally, and it's the only time period that works. So 7 a.m. for me, which means I'll be up at 6 a.m. Let's see, we still have Bannock, we still have Porridge. Can we make more porridge? Yeah, we can make one more porridge. BlackRock, Prepper Cache, so far out. Oh, you went out to look for that? Hey, how are we doing here? Cooking, almost done. Guess we can make some more teas. Because you should always cook your teas in a pan. There we go, cooking 3. Moving along. I was watching a video from Professor DM, thinking about D&D stuff. Anyways, he was talking about, and then I also had watched a number of videos from Guy of how to be a great GM, and who else was there? There was another YouTuber. Oh, I remember who it was. It was Yazik, who does the Man Shorts D&D kind of, yeah, D&D videos, which are all they're basically D&D adventures themed around different things, and they just kind of play up. It's kind of parody. Anyways, both of those channels, Man Shorts and How to Be a Great GM, are closing. And they're closing because of changes in YouTube's algorithm and priorities, and they no longer are being supported by YouTube. And so YouTube basically told them that, well, YouTube told Guy of How to Be a Great GM, it's like, have you got some other ideas for channels? Because we're just not promoting your stuff anymore because there's not really a demand for it. Times have changed. People want something new. And it's kind of a shame because in terms of, I hope he leaves the channels up, but the material is good. But it is true, you know, with the release for 5.5 for D&D, like the 2024 release of the rule set, there's better support in the rule set now for explaining how to be a DM and how to do it and how to prepare games and how to balance encounters and things like that. So I feel like they've gone a long way towards addressing those core concerns that initially people didn't know how to deal with, and now they're the advice is still good, but probably it was too good and it influenced the changes made in the system. So yeah, but yeah, it does make me sad anytime I see like people whose work I really admire. I think like writing and production quality always been high. Yazek is fun just because, you know, he writes really funny skits, and but I think the reality is they're struggling financially. They're just not making that much, and the labor to produce the videos versus what they actually earn, it's just not worth it anymore. Like they used to be able to support themselves with the videos, and now they all have to get real jobs. Yeah, I'm glad I've never looked at streaming or YouTube video creation as a primary source of income, because it just, I didn't ever see it as being plausible. You know, this guy really wants to bother us. He's just hanging out over there. And then we'll just go inside.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
So, but anyways, I guess what I was saying is, like, I have to be up super early. So one reason is because I have this early morning meeting I have to be at. But the other reason is my Friday night D&D campaign is continuing, but because of the cliffhanger that they left off on just before the Christmas break, they got pulled through a portal into another realm, and I did not tell them what happened when they got there. So they're arriving tomorrow. And we lost one player who graduated, and we're gaining 2 new players for certain, and I think eventually we'll pick up another one. But we're going to have, I think, a total of 5 players and a level 10 set campaign. So it's going to be pretty crazy. Yeah, so they're going to end up, spoiler, I don't know if any of them are watching this, probably not, so I think I feel safe. But, and they'll find out tomorrow anyways. So they get pulled into another world, which is kind of a weird West world, in which Lovecraftian elder gods have taken over, and cut off the world from, or cut off or cause interference with the efforts of clerics and paladins in this world have largely lost contact with their gods, and the cultists of these nightmare lords now kind of control everything. And there's widespread desolation and devastation in terms of everything is desert and dry, and there are ruins out in the sands, out in the wilderness places between like the settlements. And the settlements are just kind of cobbled together. So it's got a very Western vibe, you know, ghost towns, places on the verge of becoming ghost towns, corruption, you know, isolation, lone gunmen of sorts, you know. Red Dead, Great Bear. No, it's like Lovecraftian Red Dead. Yeah, a little bit of that. So anyways, it's going to be fun. I have some ideas for some interesting magic to introduce into the game. I have some plans. I really need to sit down, and the reason why I'm thinking I'll end a little bit early tonight is I want to spend some time designing some new encounters that fit that world, and I need to flesh out some more of the world. I was supposed to do it earlier this week. I just got so busy this week with stuff. My Tuesdays and Wednesdays are pretty full right now, so yeah. Okay, so that being said, I think what we'll do try to get someplace safe. Where's Mr. Wolf?
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Maybe we'll sleep in this one. So I don't know if anyone's ever seen the anime Outlaw Star, which was, it's pretty old now, but it was a pretty good series back in the day. It wasn't like, I wouldn't say it's top tier, but it goes from being slightly above average to being actually pretty fantastic by the end. Very entertaining series. And one of the things I loved about the series was they introduced this idea of a magical revolver called a caster. And the caster fires shells, but the shells are, they're all magical. All the ammunition is actually, each shell is filled with a different magical spell. And some shells are easy to find, and some are very rare and extremely powerful. And so that becomes sort of this thing that grows throughout the throughout the series.
I'm not sure I can carry much.
So
more.
I'm kind of interested in introducing this as an artifact, not dropping it into the campaign immediately, but as potentially something that shows up at some point. And there's a couple characters that could potentially use something like this, but yeah. So I think it might be interesting. I will probably have a failure rate of some sort, significant failure rate. So like it's a real gamble. I love having gambles because people have to be really strategic about gambling. Okay. We'll just spend some time indoors. So yeah, I'll probably finish up here shortly. And spend some time working on that, and then go to bed. Get a good night's. I was about to say get a good night's sleep, but that's not going to happen because I have to be up at 6. So it will be something. Okay, so let's craft what we can craft. So yeah, the 2 new players that will be joining us are then therefore going to be people from the realm, the new realm. And so at least one of them has a pretty good concept so far. Oh, that's right. I was supposed to schedule time to meet with both of them today, and that just didn't happen. Oh well. Because I was going to figure out if we could get the 2 of them onto the same page. I probably will send an email to both of them tonight and ask them to check in with each other in terms of their concepts to make certain that they have a reason for working together. Okay, let's see what we need here. We still don't have mittens. Sad. There we are. Okay, so the goal is to get us to day 12, and then next time we will be able to head on out of here.
gonna need to eat soon.
Okay, we are on day 12.
Oh, I'm starving. I think my stomach is eating itself. I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
No. Almost cured. Almost done. Almost done. Really close to being done. Almost missed that. There we go.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Day 12. Okay. Yeah, so let's see. I think we're gonna read one poem, wrap up, and then go raid someone else. 76, 77. Yeah, most of this should be ready for the next day. Okay, let's see here. I want to make this day 12.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
And saved. Okay. Read a poem, read a poem. An hour before arriving, I see home. I wonder if I want to read that or something else. It's pretty short, but let's see if there's something else. Oh, you know what I should read? I'll read this. This is called Break. This is from my second book of poetry, Babbage's Dream, which everything is on fire on the cover. That's the burning of the Houses of Lords and Commons in a painting by J.M.W. Turner from the 19th century, and that's the backdrop. And then on the cover here is Charles Babbage. There's also some bindery in the background, which is actually a transcription of the first message ever sent by telegraph, which says, "What God hath wrought." So there's a few other, and then there's a schematic for the analytical engine in the background as well, which would have been the first computer if Babbage finished it. So, but yeah, the reason why there's fire everywhere on this is because about 4/5 of the way through writing and editing this book manuscript, this collection of poetry, I realized that almost every single poem had something on fire. And so it's like, okay. And then when they asked me what to do with the cover, I said, I'm not entirely certain yet, but there has to be fire. So this is, Break is a poem that also deals with fire, not surprisingly, but also as a little nod, a little memory of my father, something he told me about his childhood. Let's see if I can find that again. We are on page 25. Okay. The days circle round and round, unstoppable, until the office seems like a hard country, your ergonomic chair a poor conveyance to the land asleep. No one stops you when you slip out from behind your desk to wander the half-lit halls after hours, with arms and hands swinging in an intricate and imaginary gun ballet of exhaustion and poor taste. Something fails at such moments, your body no longer wholly yours, inhabited instead by some stuttering shadow of motion, unwillingly bound to the world of intangible labor. The hour is late, and you have already left what remains of yourself in the draining sink in the bathroom mirror that refuses your gaze. Everything is on the verge of disappearing, you think. Everything moves toward the raw edge of time, where anxious factories loom like great trees in a storm about to break. The end is almost here. You sense it on the horizon, how it hangs over you, heavy, faceless, like the imminent demise of a star whose last brilliant flare will arrive long after the earth has gone its own way into the dark. And whatever was you, and the life you lived, will have slipped free from the wheel at last and found some sort of respite from samsara, from this continual remaking, this constant arising and going forth into the broad and echoing world, patiently awaiting its destruction. In your waking dreams, you see your father as a young man on a hillside with shovel and rake, clearing a path to hold back a fire. How simple it seems, his task always at hand, crafting a middle way between what would consume us and what would leave us be. That was Break. So, the ending there, I was writing the poem, and I thought I was writing, I was riffing off of break as a term used in computer programming, and thinking about sort of the lack of adequate breaks in our regular workday as computer game programmers, and also the psychotic break that I almost had, I think, when I was working under extreme pressure, and one of my colleagues found me wandering the halls trying to reenact a John Woo scene out of the Chow Yun Fat scene out of one of the John Woo movies. So basically, just waving my hands around as if I were shooting things. It was dark. The floor was empty. There was no one else there but us, but still not really appropriate behavior. And then also like fire breaks, which is what my father did when he was a teenager. And fires threatened interior BC and in the Okanagan Valley. And they all went out there with their shovels and rakes. And they built these fire breaks. They burned ground to prevent the fire from proceeding further, and then also, dug up areas to make it, harder for the fire to take hold. And so there's always this middle ground, this liminal space between that place where all this fire and destruction is happening, place where it's safe, and then there's the place where you're at work, having to do whatever you need to do. So, okay. So that was Break from Babbage's Dream. If you like these poems, you can always learn more on my author website. This is from Babbage's Dream, which you can find information about the publisher and where to buy the book. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. And we're going to go back and find someone to raid. We are on day 12. We are getting close to getting out of here. So hopefully we don't accidentally run into the cougar next time, because that would be embarrassing. Okay, so let's see here. It's the wrong thing. Okay. Okay, so what do we got? Let's pop in on Nemesis Darlene, who usually drops in on us, so we will return the favor tonight. Finish a little bit early. Head on over. Okay, so, oops. Okay. Raid has been created. And you're welcome to join me over there. I'll hang out for a little bit, but then I really need to work on stuff and get to bed soon. So thank you all for being a great audience, great viewers, great support. Do keep safe out there. And we'll see you again next stream, which will probably be Saturday, I think. Okay, take care.